In this demonstration, we'll go through a brief rundown of what a typical security policy form should include. While the policy and paperwork side of IT security isn't the most exciting, it is absolutely essential in protecting our networks from those whom we grant access. We'll begin by going over some general guidelines to consider when designing your particular security policy. For our example policy form, we'll be using one of the templates from the SANS Institute's website. I've included a link in the slide that you can use to go to the website and use one of their templates for yourself. Security policies are meant to be high level and flexible, so try to stay away from being too specific or technical with your documentation. This will save you from confusing your readers while also helping to prevent your policy from becoming obsolete due to changes in technology. Here's a distinct example of the author writing in high level and flexible language. They cover all their bases and don't get tied into specific systems that might force a document to be out of date in the near future. They also apply the same flexibility with regard to their description of what type of activity may be performed on company systems. While maintaining a high-level approach, feel free to include references to supporting documents. Since you won't go too far into details on your policies, it's best to be able to point users in the right direction for clarification. In this example, we see that the author included hyperlinks to any applicable resources that might be helpful in clarifying anything throughout the security policy. By doing so, it reduces the size of the policy itself and gives it a modular style, which makes it easier to update and get approved because they can be done individually as opposed to one big document. Ensure that you are maintaining your security policies by periodically reviewing your documentation. Consider past security incidents as well as any technological updates that may affect what you include in the policy directives. The author of this security policy has a table that is used specifically to track and annotate any updates made to the document. Throughout your security policy, you must remain direct and forceful in your language. Policy should demand compliance, not provide options. The author leaves no room for error when using words such as must, prohibited, and under no circumstances. This is what is referred to as direct and forceful terms. Any foreseen policy exceptions should be well defined to ensure any allowed deviation from the standard requirements is openly specified. In this example, the author leaves no room for any misunderstandings when it comes to policy exceptions. It clearly states how the policy exception can be granted and assigned approval authority for those exceptions. The range of punitive actions for employees deviating from the set policy standards should be clearly stated in order for the particular policy to be effective and enforceable. Here, the security policy clearly states that the punishment for not complying with the directives in the document could possibly result in something as severe as loss of employment. It also spells out who the compliance authority is and who has the authority to enforce the punitive actions. Senior management review and endorsement of the security policy, along with employee acknowledgement, culminates the policy. In this case, the CIO personally endorses the security policy and allows for a signature acknowledgement from the applicable employee. The signed copy of this document would be kept on file with the employee's records and referenced should the need arise in the future. In this demonstration, some considerations for security policies have been discussed. Implementing these considerations will help you in developing effective security policies.